Hey guys, this is an update on our long-term Land Rover Defender. We picked it up last week, and since then we've had some good news and we've had some bad news. And in this video we're going to update you on everything that's happened in the last week because it's been a roller coaster of a ride. So let's start with the good news.
We ordered this exact Land Rover Defender way back in June and waited over 3 months to take delivery, and I gotta say, it's a really cool car. I like the 4-cylinder engine. I love the steel wheels. It's super comfortable. The ride is really soft. I think it looks brilliant, and the interior is really usable. But then let's get to the issues we've been having.
I'm with Tommy on this. I am completely falling in love with this car, but as with any relationship, it's not that simple. Let me explain. After we bought the car last week, we took it off-road, and when we brought it down from the mountain, it had about 150 miles on it. That's when we noticed a problem. The check engine light came on. Let me show you. With 167 miles on the vehicle, we get a check engine light. What does it say?
Okay, so,
Yeah.
Looks like, what do we have here? OBD2 mixture control, cylinder 3, value out of range. OBD2 cylinder control, cylinder 2 value out of range. Let me look into that.
Okay, what does that
Let me
mean?
see if I can figure out what that means.
So cylinder 2 is throwing a code.
And 3.
Cylinder 2 and 3 are throwing a code. So of course I called the dealership, brought it in for servicing, and then had to get on a plane and fly to California to test drive the new Ram TRX. And this is where Andre takes the story from here.
All right, just picked up our Defender at the dealership from the service department. There's no more check engine light. Check it out. So obviously the Defender looks healthy, it feels healthy, and it is healthy. We brought it, they brought it in with around 270 miles on the odometer. As you can see, the dealer said they put on around 36 miles on the odometer. And what they did was, first of all, they performed a software upgrade or update according to them. Not exactly sure exactly what's involved. They didn't really explain exactly what all of the software had to do with. Then they also said they rotated the ignition coils. This is a 4-cylinder turbo, 2-liter. They said that at the dealer, they just rotated the ignition coils just to make sure that it wasn't just like one coil's fault or two coils' fault, and ran it again. Total about 36 miles they put on. No codes reappeared. So I also asked them about break-in periods because I was a little concerned with, 200 or 300 miles on the clock. If there's like a special procedure, you have to do, certain speeds, certain rev ranges on the engine. They said no, nothing special is recommended by Land Rover. You can just jump into your brand new Defender and kind of go the way you normally would, drive around town or off-road. So the other thing that the dealership did, they also checked all the spark plugs. They said they all look great, no issue whatsoever. They did not replace them. Software update was available for the PCM and the TCM. Updated both packages, so you can see that all the detail is actually spelled out. I love this because oftentimes service departments at dealers do not give you a lot of information. Performed long drive cycle, that was about 36 miles.
So we dropped this Land Rover off at the dealership on Friday. Andre picked it back up on Tuesday morning and then brought it back, and he noticed another issue.
I just picked up the Defender at the dealer, brought it back to the office, and then I put it in reverse again, and I'm not seeing any rear view camera on the front or the center infotainment screen. So then I actually switched obviously back to home page mode. I push cameras. Cameras are not available. Oh yikes, but this has a really cool 360 degree camera too. Towing and trailers, tow assist not available. Okay, I just need to run back to the dealer then. Alright, story continues. Okay, so the latest update about the camera problem is that some of the modules within the vehicle, the Defender, are not properly talking to each other. So currently what the dealership is telling me is that they need to do a hard reboot on the whole vehicle and actually figure it out, and hopefully all the systems start talking to each other, so we have cameras and obviously everything works smoothly after that. So, to be continued, because it's gonna take a little bit of time, I'm just gonna run back to the office. Well, I just got dropped off by the Uber. The dealer got me an Uber ride, and I'm back at the office. So to be continued, hopefully very soon I can just go back and grab the Defender.
So Andre, of course, brought it back to the dealership because these cameras are part of the magic of this vehicle. They make off-roading so much easier.
We have a huge number of off-road cameras, and they just are so useful for when you're out in the dirt. 360-degree views. I can also look through the hood. Check that out, the drive forward clear view, so I can see various obstacles as I approach them. This is just so handy. It is so cool. Look at this. I can even do like a third-person view and look at all the rocks, sand, mud, and water crossings before I go through them.
And quite frankly, they're also a safety issue because as of, I think, this year or last year, it's been mandated in the US that you have a backup camera. And so it was very important for us to get this sorted and hopefully get this back on the road so that we can continue with these videos.
So that was Tuesday of this week. Then Jaguar Land Rover took a look at it. They couldn't quite figure out what was going on, so they were told to unplug the vehicle, let it sit overnight, and hopefully all the computers would reset. That, of course, didn't fix it. Then they had an engineer look at the issue, and it turns out there's a bad module. So we picked it up on Thursday, but unfortunately that bad module hasn't been replaced. It's still broken. Do you want to explain, Dad?
The module, unfortunately, is back-ordered, and there is no estimate as to when it will be available. So now we have a Defender that does not have a check engine light, but that has a camera system that is inoperable. So as a owner of a brand new Defender, I gotta say I'm frustrated. We've waited over 3 months to get this vehicle, and now it's spent its first week in the shop, and now of course there's no estimate on when it'll be fixed. Yeah, it's a problematic relationship.
On a more personal note, this does make me quite grumpy because Land Rovers have this horrible reputation for reliability being broken all the time, but we've owned two of them, a Discovery 2 and a Land Rover LR3, and they were both perfect. We thrashed the heck out of them, and the YouTube comments were completely wrong. They were super reliable and super durable. I know people that own LR3s that put hundreds of thousands of miles on them with no issue, so I was hoping this new Defender would also prove my point that yes, they're much better made than the internet will have you believe, but this one is kind of proving the stereotype, and that makes me really sad because they're such fun vehicles.
Hey guys, one more update on this update. As you can tell, I'm back here at the dealership, and that's because I got a call from the JLR representative, and they want us to bring it back because now they're going to work with the engineers in, I guess, the UK to try to figure out how to make the module that we have in the vehicle work. And I suppose that's because either the car is brand new or because, well, you guys watch our videos. As always, this is Roman reporting for the Fast Lane Car. Check out TFLcar.com for more news, views, and the ongoing saga of the world's, well, maybe not the world's, but certainly America's cheapest new Defender reviews. See you guys next time. Ciao.